skill futures, when I teach the skill futures course, I will always teach also, that it's good to cut losses whenever, you need to cut losses rather than keep it. Okay, now, so after graduation, okay, my first job was a dealer. So in the dealing fraternity, once you're a dealer, you're always the dealer. That is the Forex International so-called logo. You do not get away from being a dealer. And there's another thing that we dealers always go by. Our word is our bond. All right, so we do not go back on our word. When we say we do something or we deal something, we will deal something. We don't go and hide, and say that there's no deal or we renege on a deal. We don't do that. So without much further ado, I started my career in 1983 at Bank of America as a trainee dealer, and then went on to Citibank as senior dealer. I left Citi in 1991 to be treasury manager of Nations Bank, now known as Bank of America. All right, so I came back one full circle actually. And I left in 1998 to pursue a career in private banking with HSBC. All right, that lasted 8 years, after which I left banking to become a currency analyst strategist with Informa Global Markets before semi-retiring in 2017. At the moment, I'm doing part-time lecturing at SMU and at Kaplan. Kaplan teaching the Murdoch University business degree program, as well as also doing some lecturing for the other institutions. All right, and also trainer for the skill futures fundamentals of Forex trading, hedging, and risk management course, which I will speak about later. During my tenure, I was lecturer trainer at the IBF, Institute of Banking and Finance, and for many central banks, including Central Bank of Macau, Bank Negara Malaysia, Bank Indonesia, BIA, which is a Brunei Investment Agency, and of course, our own MAS. All right, I trained many of the MAS dealers in the 1980s, 1990s. And I was featured on Money Mind several times. And I was also a panel speaker at the NUS Econometric Studies Unit as an FX expert. And I recently participated in the University of Essex and Kaplan Symposium on Alternative Financing. So that is in a nutshell my career. There's many more. All right, if I say everything, we will never end. All right. Now, let's jump straight into the outlook. Next week is going to be, like I said, very interesting week because we have a couple of very important events that will move the market. All right, you are guaranteed to see a lot of movements next week. The first one, actually, this one is after what I'm going to speak. All right, but I'm going to speak on this one because it is more market moving than the second one thing I'm going to speak. The market is pricing in a near certainty of a 25 basis point hike. Okay, that means the RBNZ decides on interest rates on Wednesday. And the market players, most of them, 90%, are looking for them to hike interest rates, which means interest rates in New Zealand will be higher by 0.25% than the rest of the world from Wednesday. All right. But of course, people in the marketplace will tell you the market has priced in that 25 basis point. So therefore, it is like, there's this term called buying the rumor, selling the fact. So what they're saying is people have bought you New Zealand dollars, and when the number comes out, or when the decision comes out, they're going to sell New Zealand dollars. I don't think this is the case for the Kiwi dollars, all right? New Zealand dollars, also known as Kiwi. If you look at the way the market has behaved over the last 3 weeks, they have been selling New Zealand rather than buying. Every time they've been selling because they expected US dollars to go up because of the high inflation in the US, of course, which did not happen in the sense. I mean, inflation is still quite high in the US, but it's cooling down. And that is exactly what the Federal Reserve wants it to be. High and then slowly drift down and then back to normal. Okay, so because of this, the New Zealand has not had a chance to really go much higher over the last couple of weeks. So the buying the rumor, sell the fact, so-called case, I think in this scenario will not happen. So I think because of the New Zealand's solid economic recovery, which has seen employment right in that country back to pre-pandemic levels, and inflation running hot. Okay, inflation is very high in New Zealand. I believe the RBNZ will hike rates despite the increasing Delta variant infections. Okay, you know that the Delta variant infection is going throughout the world, especially in Australia. It's causing all sorts of problems, okay, for the economies. In the US, I just heard, of course, from the news, I think you guys heard also from the SCCI news. It's quite useful to listen. 130,000 cases in the US now. All right, so it's very high. So, and of course, in Australia, you have the state of New South Wales, Victoria, at one time also Brisbane, but Brisbane has, managed to lock down. So now it's less, but still people are afraid. But New Zealand has done quite well in terms of controlling it. So the economy has done very well. All right, so if the RBNZ on Wednesday, if they do hike rates with a hawkish tinge, hawkish means in the dealing fraternity, excuse me, when we say hawkish, it means the New Zealand Central Bank is looking to hike rates again. Hawkish means looking to hike, looking for interest rates to go higher. Dovish means looking for interest rates to go lower, all right? So if it comes out that they hike rates with a hawkish tinge, the Kiwi will fly, all right? It will move up very, very strongly. But if they have some caution and they add on some caution, you will see a slight uptick followed by a consolidation. I don't think the market is going to sell New Zealand, even though the central bank is going to be a bit cautious, because when they start hiking rates, the market expect them to hike rates 2 more times. Okay, that means August, October, December. So by December, New Zealand interest rates will be 0.75% higher than the other currencies. So if you have a currency that has 0.75% higher, of course, the market eventually will start to buy New Zealand dollars because the interest rate is higher. So therefore, I believe that soaring inflation, and Kiwi inflation is very high. It's much higher than the so-called range of the RBNZ range. It came out last week and it was higher than market expected. So you see the RBNZ deliver a hawkish outlook. So given that, I believe that any pullback in the New Zealand USD to 0.70 2025, all right, before the decision on Wednesday, that means tomorrow morning, if you see that any pullback, it closed around 70-40, okay? But if there is a pullback of a 15 points, 20 points, it is a good level to buy, all right? And of course, Aussie, Kiwi, all right? Aussie, New Zealand dollars. Because New Zealand dollar is going to go higher, Aussie, Kiwi is a sell, all right? Unfortunately, I cannot give too many things away because this one is a short outlook. If I give too many things, I cannot talk about the other stuff as well. So later on, when I talk about the chat group, you guys can actually join the chat group and you get all this, plus what I'm going to speak, okay, later on. All right, so this is Reserve Bank of New Zealand decision on Wednesday. Very important decision. And this decision, you can make money if you get a pullback in the Kiwi dollars, all right, to buy. Again, if you join the chat group, you will get levels where I put for you to go in and to get out as well, okay? Now, then, that's Wednesday, but on Tuesday, all right, on Tuesday, US dollars on the defensive ahead of US retail sales. Okay, now, the market over the last 6 to 8 weeks have been so bullish on US dollars because the US inflation is going to go higher. They are going to do tapering. And when they do tapering, eventually they're going to hike interest rates. But even the most hawkish of the Federal Reserve officials, whether they are governors or they are president of Federal Reserve banks, even the most hawkish of them are only looking for interest rates to go up end of next year, 2022. Some even see 2023. So, I mean, as a fundamentalist, I cannot see why the market gets so excited when they just want to remove what you call quantitative easing. They are not going to increase interest rates yet. And yet the market gets excited. I think the market is a bit off to me, okay, personally. I mean, I have my own views, the market has its own views. But I think the current crop of dealers have their very, very different views. When you have a central bank that increases interest rates, that currency will be very strong. And I believe that to be the case for New Zealand dollars. I don't know why they just go mad over US dollars, you know, because they want to taper, just because they want to stop buying US bonds, dollar bonds from the banks, from the corporates. No increase in rates yet. So you guys go and think about it. That means by the time the US start to increase interest rates, the New Zealand central bank would have increased interest rates by 1.5%. So you guys can go and figure it out. Which currency is going to be stronger? All right. Now, so ahead of the retail sales, you have very weak consumer sentiment, which came in at a 10-year low on Friday, 70.2. All right. The forecast was 81.2. It's a very, very, very bad number. All right. Consumers are getting very, very wary, very scared of the Delta variant. That's why they are less confident. So when people become less confident, they will buy less. When they buy less, retail sales will not go up. Retail sales will go down. And that is what is going to be expected. Okay. The upcoming retail sales is going to show a much lower levels than previous month. So that, okay, will have an impact on the US dollars. Okay, now that, along with weak German investor confidence, it will lead to nervous consumers and businesses, which will heighten risk aversion. Okay, and risk aversion means risk comes on. All right, there is risk. And if this spreads to the global stock market, this will lead to safe haven currencies getting in demand, like the yen, like the Swiss francs. All right, they were the star performers on Friday. All right, the yen strengthened so much on Friday, and the Swiss franc as well. All right, the market were caught off guard. And I think they will chalk up more gains over the coming days, because I really cannot see US retail sales putting on a good show on Tuesday. It will be lower. And I think somehow the market has been so hyped up on US growth and ignoring the Delta variant. It's getting quite scary. All right. Now, why is it scary in the US on Delta? Don't forget, US, they have only like 65 to 70% vaccinated, because there are 30% that will never want to get vaccinated. Those are the Trump gang, okay? Donald Trump's gang. No vaccinations for me. And that 30% is 100 million. So there's 100 million out there that can still get COVID, whether it's Delta variant or whether it's original variant, all right? So that is going to hit them, I think, in the months ahead. So therefore, given that, I especially would like to sell rallies in Euro Yen, especially Euro Yen, towards, if it corrects back to 129, 55, 60 level, for those who are trading foreign exchange, okay? You can sell there, put your stop loss above 130. I think it will go back to 128 half level. All right, a very, very good chance. Because I think the Friday movement is not going to stop tomorrow. It will continue. Okay. I will let you ask questions later on when I finish the third outlook. Today I give 3, okay? Normally I give 2, all right? Because it's so exciting, okay? RBNZ is exciting, retail sales is exciting, and of course, this one is exciting. Everybody asks me, hey, Bitcoin. Now, my take is the same on Bitcoin. Bitcoin to me is just purely speculation. That means there's really no fundamentals of Bitcoin, okay? You cannot say, oh, US economy go up, Bitcoin go up. Or you cannot say, oh, US economy going to be weak, Bitcoin going to be weak. There is no such thing. There's no correlation between Bitcoin and the US economy and the global economy. It's just purely speculation. If there are more demand for Bitcoin, Bitcoin goes up. If there are more sellers for Bitcoin, Bitcoin goes down. Simple as that. All right. How does it work out? How does it pan out? Very simple. Those of you who are trading there using charts, you will know. All right. Bitcoin went to 64,000 and then crashed to 28,000. And it stayed 28, 29, 30,000 for a while. And then it went above 30,000 and it traded 30 to 40,000 for a few weeks before it broke 40K last week. And it went to 46, 47K. Okay. Now, the fact that support at 28K was very solid, it provoked this run up in suggesting there is more room to the upside for the cryptocurrency, all right, for Bitcoin, over coming sessions. Now, but 50 to me is stops for now. So if you can see 50, 50 around there, you can sell. I don't think it's going to run to the 64,000 for a while yet, all right? People are very scared, okay? So if you see a pullback to 42, if you want to, you can buy, all right? Buy for another move to near the 50 level, 48, 49, 50 level, then you get out, all right? But if it goes below 39,000, all right, over the next 2-3 days, then you have to be very, very careful, because there is a chance it may even go lower, right? So basically Bitcoin, if you want to put in a nutshell, it is just purely for speculation. That's all, speculation, nothing else. Bitcoin on its own is not a store of value, it's not a medium of exchange, nothing. All right, one fine day, Bitcoin can even be back to zero. because there's nothing supporting it. It's just the market supporting it. That's all. Okay. Okay. I have finished this part of the presentation. Now, if you can talk, unmute and talk on the mic, or you can put on the chat any questions that you want me, you have for me. All right, any question. So don't worry about whether it is a silly question or whether I think it's quite, in your mind you say, well, quite stupid, and maybe I ask. No question is stupid, okay? You ask question because you want to know something. All right. So anybody out there with any question, you can type on the chat, or you can unmute and we can talk on the mic, and I will respond to you. All right. Even those of you who are trading now, you may have your own ideas, and we can share ideas. All right. That's why the chat group is there, to share ideas and to be profitable. All right. In terms of getting the trades in. All right. Any questions? Don't be shy, okay? Okay, Luke says, will the events in Afghanistan have an effect on the markets? Not at the moment, because unfortunately, Afghanistan is, the reason why the US pull out is because there's nothing else in Afghanistan for the US. And of course, it's not an oil country, so it doesn't concern the US. So it doesn't concern the US, it doesn't concern the markets. All right, so nothing is going to happen, even if the Taliban takes over. The only thing that will happen is, there's more terrorist stuff, going on in the years or in the months ahead, So, but talking about the markets, no, no impact whatsoever. Thanks, Luke. Any more questions? Gold price. Like I said, I can tell you what gold. Okay, now gold. If you had followed this presentation over the last few weeks, I spoke about gold. I think early last week, when gold went to 1680 and then jumped back up, I said gold will probably correct to about 1770, 1780 before it goes down. Now it's almost 1780. All right. So if you ask me, I would sell here 1780, thereabout, and I'll put a stop loss at 1805 or 1810. Okay, I think it's very safe. I think gold will come down again. When you have a big move like that, from like 1008 to 1680, for it to surmount the 1800, 1810, it's not so easy. All right, unless the US dollar really collapse. I don't think the US dollar is going to collapse yet. All right, it will stay, it will be weak, but it's not going to collapse. So gold is not going to run away so fast. And gold has corrected quite a lot, all right, from that move down to the 1680 level. So it's a good level to sell. Okay. Thanks, Daniel. Any more? Okay, David. Chinese company listed on US stock exchange, is it dangerous to buy due to Chinese government, or good to buy due to low price? I wouldn't buy the Chinese companies yet, okay, for the time being. Again, I think I spoke last week on China large caps. All right. I would pick rallies to sell China large caps for a little while, for the next 2 months, up to 3 months. I think China growth is still a problem. And I think Xi Jinping is not done yet with the Chinese companies. Okay, so there will still be some downside risk. So I cannot pick all the companies. There's so many companies, so I can give you a general outline. So what I can say is sell large caps, China large caps, and Hong Kong large caps. All right. So those of you who followed consistently, you will roughly know, okay, what I spoke. Okay, now just to give you a quick those who cannot remember, now, okay, the Chinese, when I talk about the Chinese large caps, okay, I'm talking about the FXI, okay, the China ETF. I'm talking about the EWH, the Hong Kong ETF. So that one, I think you can sell rallies for a little while, okay, for a little while. It's not going to run so fast, not yet. They haven't moved yet. And also because COVID is still on the move, all right? It's not over yet. Thanks, David. Does that answer your question? All right. Okay. Now, those who are currently trading FX and you feel that your performance is not up to where you want it to be, or if you don't have enough time to monitor the market, you can join the SCCI Market Tips chat group, where you will get daily trading views with entry, exit, stop loss, and take profit levels. Okay. In addition to getting the trading views, you will also be in a group of active FX investors to learn from them and they from you, and of course with me inside there. All right. So we learn from each other. That way, you will sharpen your trading skills. You will definitely improve. All right. And many has improved. All right. Over the last, I started this chat group about 6-7 weeks ago. It's grown quite a bit. The fee is very affordable. All right. It's actually 8.28 cents a day, or $100 per annum, not per month, per annum. Now no more for the next 7 persons. Now only left about 4 or 5 persons. All right. So once I reach up, I got another 4 or 5 persons sign up for the 100. It's going to go up to 120 or 130, depending. After that, you'll go to, I put there 130, but maybe I just go 120 first. Depends. All right. So please join early to avoid paying the slightly higher prices later. You can contact me at my number 9452-1922 if you are interested. All right. Now, by joining the chat group, you will get daily trading views. All right. And if you don't have time, you can use, if you want to, the trading views that I have. All right. And you can trade on a daily basis. And I also put whether you can do a bit what you call structural position, a bit longer term. All right. Okay. Now some of the people in the chat group, they have taken long Kiwi position from 69 something. All right. 0.69, 30, 20, 30, 40. That means now they're up 100 points. All right. And they will wait again. All right. So we actually do this. Half the position is long term, half is short term. So you mix it up a little bit so your profits can get a little bit better. Okay. Now, what I'm also going to tell you guys, I think, which is very important, is after trading for more than 3 decades, I personally believe that the key to longevity in trading is to have good risk management in place. All right. You can make good profits, but the key to staying in the game is to keep those profits instead of giving them back to the market. All right. That's very key. If you can do that, you will last very long. All right. I'm already 37, 38 years in the market. I'm still around. I'm still trading. So that means I've been doing something correct, all right, over the last few years. And this is one of the things that I do correct. Okay. After saying all this, I end this part of the session so that later on, if you have some more questions, you can ask again. All right. I will continue the session. This on something else. All right. Something very important also for some of you. Okay. And that is to tell you why are many bank dealers profitable and why many retail FX investors lose money. Okay, my observation after 3 over decades is that it's the training. Bank dealers get good training. They get training in fundamentals, they get training in technicals. Okay, there are some people who say, I just want to do technical, I don't want to do fundamentals. I mean, you can, but personally, I believe if you have both, it is good. Fundamentals may be a bit too taxing, okay, for some people, because there's a lot to read, there's a lot to do. But by going through that, by going through and of course by joining the chat group, you will learn how the fundamentals impact the currency. Okay. I'll give you an example. If you were to ask me now, over the last few weeks, the Kiwi has dropped. People have sold Kiwi, but it has not dropped terribly. Why? Because the market in their mind says, I'll be crazy to sell this currency where the interest rate is going to go higher. Yes, if US is strong, I will sell New Zealand, but not as much as Euro. So if you watch Euro against Kiwi, this one I shorted, okay? Those who have been with me during in the chat group, I shorted at 169 something, all right? I took profit at 167, right? 67.5, around there, all right? Because New Zealand interest rate is going to go up. Euro interest rate, no, it's not going to go up. New Zealand is performing better than the Euro economically. So it makes logical sense to sell Euro. I mean, to sell Euro, yes, and to buy New Zealand. That's what I did, right? So we made quite decent money. So that's why fundamentals are important. So those who say, I just want to do technicals only. I mean, I don't dispute that. I also tell them, it's good to know fundamentals because that will give you an added advantage, all right? But I never force people. I will never force people to say, hey, you don't learn me, you. But I'll just giving you my feedback that if you only learn one side, you're not going to do very, very well as the person who learned two sides, right? I mean, this is my view. If you look at the hedge fund managers, right? They are not one side, you know. They have technicals very strong. They have fundamentals very strong. And why are they successful? Because of that. They know both. They just don't do one. So if you have one and you don't have the other, you're missing half of the equation. Okay? So that is why I always encourage people to do the fundamentals as well as the technicals, because it will definitely help you in your trading. Okay? So after teaching, training central bankers, last year, I brought these fundamentals, all right, to the public via the Skill Futures, Forex trading, hedging, and risk management course, because I want to teach people the fundamentals, how it affects the currencies. Okay, and also during this course, I will also talk about risk management, money management, and of course, leveraging, very, very important. And a lot of people lose money. Why? Because they do not control their leveraging. They do not control their risk management, and they lose. Okay, sometimes I have to admit, I do make mistakes. Sometimes I hold on a little bit too long, I lose money. But after that, I correct myself and I come back on again. All right. So, of course, those who I have traded for, all right, or I'm still trading, I will try and limit their losses. But sometimes, because of the market situation, and last year, okay, I'm not shy to say that about 2 or 3 of my customers, they lost about 70–80%, but eventually recovered. Because why? I told them, you all don't worry. You put in the margin, we'll do again. All right, and we'll come back. All right, because we have to do that. So when you do trading, you cannot just dump everything into one pot. Okay, you must spread out so that you can come back. Okay, if I have time one day, I will share with you my journey. Okay, I've lost also sometimes a big chunk of money, but because in foreign exchange, you do not put everything in one basket. Always remember, all right? So you must shift your deposits, your margins around so that you have room to maneuver, all right? When the time comes, when there's opportunities. Okay, so if you all want to, I look forward to training you to be a profitable, either a retail FX investor or FX hedger. Now, FX hedger, what is an FX hedger? FX hedger is simply this. Some of you have companies there. I don't know, some of you may not. If you have companies or you have friends who own companies, they are definitely exposed to foreign exchange. Because Singapore is a small nation, we have to buy our raw materials, all right? So that incurs foreign exchange movement. And when we sell, that one also involve foreign exchange movement. Why? When you sell, you're going to get foreign currency and it's going to impact on your bottom line. So, of course, my example of my friend owning a chemical company was just that. He was losing about 10–15% of his profits because of foreign exchange losses. And once he found that out, okay, that he's able to control and to control the exposure, he was able to make back, all right, or able to even control the losses. And he also did his own foreign exchange trading, making some money, okay, in that respect. All right. Okay, once you do the course, you would have acquired a new skill, and that is how to trade foreign exchange and other asset classes. You'll be part of a chat group where you will enhance your knowledge on foreign exchange, and you also receive trading ideas. All right. So please, if you all want to do foreign exchange, call me again, 9452-1922 for information on registering for the course, or you can scan the QR code later. I'll put on the QR code. All right. The course is not very expensive, and it is claimable by SkillsFutures. All right. So if you're a Singaporean, the $500 fees that Trivalab, okay, Trivalab is the company that I train for. All right, I use them, and they will tell you how to do the claims. So if you have $500 in your SkillsFutures credit, you can claim all the 500. That means you actually get free training. And the FX training, $500, my dear friends, I'm not pulling a fast one, okay? It's super cheap. Super cheap. The reason why I do this is because I want everybody to learn foreign exchange. All right, outside, all right, can be 2,000, can be 3,000, can be 5,000. And they don't teach as much as I do. I'm not joking. All right. This one, those who have attended my course, they know. All right. And after that, remember that I told you about the course. When they finish, we will still be on the chat group, and you will learn more and more and more until you become seasoned. All right. Okay. After what you receive, you will receive support from me, from the chat group. All right. And the like-minded learners. All right. You will get 3 books. All right. You will get 3 books also. All right. One book is on fundamentals. There's the introductory guides to FX markets and trading. And then there's another book on becoming a trading master book that is on technicals. All right. It's a technical analysis. And then the first one, maximizing profits and minimizing losses. That one is on risk management. How you do your leveraging, how you do your risk management, how you do your money management. So you get 3 extra books and notes, which very few people or trainers out there actually give you. All right. And I do give because training and trading is my passion. And I want to do that, okay, for as many Singaporeans as I can, because I think it's important, because you never know when the next pandemic is going to strike again and when you're going to have a lockdown. Okay, imagine once you have a lockdown again, or you stuck for 1 month, what to do? Stay at home. But if you have a skill in trading, you stay at home, you do trading, no worries. You go on your platform and you can start trading. Okay, you can start trading. So I encourage you all, if you can, to come for this course. All right. This is, I give you about 1 minute, 2 minutes to take, scan this QR code if you want to do. But if you all want to think about it, keep it, or you can call me, all right, on my handphone, or you can WhatsApp me, right, as well. Okay. Okay, the course is a good refresher for those who are currently trading FX and who want a different perspective on what to look out for. Now, if you believe you have adequate knowledge in the technicalities of the FX market, but you still need some help, you can join my chat group where I'll give you daily calls on the market. There will be at least 1 call to buy or sell a currency pair with entry, exit, stop loss. All right, just to repeat, the entry fee is still 100 for another 4 persons. I used to pay 150 US a month for this kind of service. Okay, 1 month, 150. You guys are paying 100 for the whole year, right? Because I want to build a strong trading community, I make it cheap so that there's more people who can join, more people who share with you. Now it is foreign exchange. Eventually, it will be stock market and everything inside there. All right, slowly I'm building up the stock market side. I'm also, you know, those of you who attended this presentation the last few weeks, I've also presented on stock markets as well. All right, and that one will grow as well. Okay, testimonials, there's many, but I just want to give you a few. Okay, the first one, this guy, my star student. Okay, for someone new to FX, this group has helped me in marrying the macro indicators with the trading strategies. Okay, now I just give you a quick feedback on this guy. Okay, he joined, he did my FX course, started an FX. Started an FX account, and he made 100% in 4 months. Okay, so this guy 100% in 4 months, but you know, he gave back a few K because why? He became greedy. right? He became greedy. So, but now he learned, and he's very good. So it should be quite fun, okay, for him. He's making good money again. Okay. Then another one, the analysis of the economic indicators is great, and the overall result is good. Okay. And then one more, I used to find it difficult to trade as I do not have the time to do my own analysis. However, after they joined the group, this group chat, they trade more, and they were more profitable. And this guy says, my trading views is very good because it has good risk management. And all right, so one guy on Friday, he took profit on his Kiwi. He says, thank you very much. I'm going to sleep, but I will come back again tomorrow, all right, which is Monday. Okay, I'm almost done. So I hope to see many of you soon to help you in the trading journey. For starters, all right, for those of you who come for the course, I can help you to earn $250 risk-free. And this is no joke, and this is no scam. All right, it's real. But you must come for the course. So the course is sponsored by the government. If you have your skill futures, and you come and you get $250 cash to start you off on your trading journey. Okay, to me, that is a wonderful thing. All right. So if I'm scared of trading, I get 250, I lose 250, I quit. At least I don't lose so much. All right. So I hope to see you guys soon. Don't be shy to come, and I encourage you all. Okay. So to come, it's the cheapest course in town. Okay. Any questions? I always leave about 10 minutes, for questions for you all to ask, whether it's pertaining to the chat group, whether it's pertaining to the course, whether it's pertaining to the Outlook itself. Any other questions? Anyone? Anyone thinking of joining the course? No, really, I encourage. I think the majority who are in my chat group, they've all attended the course. Of course, they want to trade, but if you have no interest in trading, right, and you're scared, then of course, attending the course sometimes makes no sense. But if you want to trade, especially foreign exchange, coming for the course is one way to get started. I start from scratch. All right, I don't start from some people you go for their FX training. They come out with all bombastic technical analysis, charting here, candlestick there. You don't get that from me. I start you from basic, and then I'll work you up until you become very seasoned. By the end of the day, all right, if you come for the course, you will be very, very familiar with how to do trading. Okay, thank you very much. You want to join the group first and then the course. Who is this, please? I don't see your name. Your name is in Chinese, because my Chinese not so good. Sorry, folks. My Chinese quite xiong, okay? Because I'm Peranakan, so you have some Chinese name, okay? But I don't know your Chinese. But never mind. You WhatsApp me on how to join your chat group, and then when you're gonna come for the course in September, you let me know. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, no? Don't have, it's a good time to end here. All right. Thank you for everything, for sharing, for attending, for